In life, we all have a fundamental choice to make. Are we going to be a parrot or are we going to be an eagle? Now, that might sound simple, but the mindset you choose, well, that defines just about everything. So let's really dig into what it means to have the eagle mentality.
I mean, just look at the difference here. A parrot. It talks and talks and talks. It's all noise, just repeating what it hears, but it can't fly very high. Then you have the eagle. It's silent, it's observant, it's focused, and it has the sheer will to soar into the sky. That right there, that's the model we're aiming for.
So, how do we actually get there? How do we build that kind of mindset for ourselves? Well, the best way is to learn from the eagle itself. We're going to break down 5 incredibly powerful mentalities that define this amazing bird, and more importantly, see how we can bring them into our own lives. Okay, first up, and this one is absolutely critical. It's all about the company you keep, the power of who you choose to associate with. Think about what this really means. Eagles are selective. They fly way up high, far away from all the chirping and the noise down below. They fly either by themselves or only with other eagles. And this isn't about being arrogant. It's about protecting your focus and staying true to your purpose. This really just points to a universal truth, doesn't it? The people you surround yourself with, they will shape you. They influence your thoughts, your goals, your whole direction in life. To put it simply, your circle determines your altitude. So the takeaway here is pretty blunt. Be an eagle. You have to make a conscious choice to stay away from the narrow-minded people, the ones who drain your energy and hold you back. You've got to fly with other eagles who inspire you and challenge you to soar even higher. All right, on to the second mentality. This one is about the eagle's incredible focus. And it really comes down to 2 things that are totally intertwined: amazing vision and just absolute fearlessness. This is just mind-blowing. Seriously, think about that. An eagle can lock its eyes on its target from 5 kilometers away. Through wind, rain, whatever obstacles are in the way, its gaze just does not break until it gets what it's after. The lesson for us here is so powerful. We need to have that exact same kind of vision for our own lives. You have to know what your goals are, lock in your focus, and refuse to let the obstacles that will inevitably pop up throw you off course. And that vision is backed by some serious guts. An eagle does not care if its prey is bigger or stronger. It doesn't back down. It commits to the fight 100%, whether it's hunting for food or defending its nest. And that right there is the attitude of a successful person. Don't shrink away from your problems, no matter how big they seem. You have to face them head on. Whatever you're facing, you just don't give up. You gotta be fearless. Okay, now for what might be my favorite lesson from the eagle. Mentality number 3 is all about embracing the storm, and it's just a perfect metaphor for what it means to be tenacious. So let's just paint a picture here. The sky is getting dark, the clouds are rolling in, the wind's picking up, a big storm is coming. What do you think most other birds are doing right about now? Exactly. All the sparrows and ravens, they scatter, they look for cover, they hide in the trees, and they just wait for the whole thing to blow over. It's a reaction that's completely based on fear. But the eagle is different. It doesn't hide. In fact, it gets excited. So what does the eagle do when it sees that storm coming? It flies straight into the storm. It finds those powerful, raging winds that all the other birds are terrified of, and it uses that turbulence to lift itself higher and higher until it's actually soaring above the clouds. It literally uses the challenge to its own advantage. And that's the core of tenacity, isn't it? People who achieve great things don't run from challenges, they actually enjoy them. They get that inside every single obstacle, there's an opportunity, a force that they can use to lift themselves up to a whole new level. And that idea of using challenges to get stronger leads us right into our 4th mentality, the need to push for growth beyond your comfort zone. It's about always seeking new frontiers instead of just settling for what's easy. We can see this in a couple of key behaviors. First, eagles only eat fresh prey. They hunt for it themselves. They don't scavenge for leftovers or rely on old kills. And second, when it's time for their babies to learn to fly, they actually start making the nest uncomfortable, pulling out the soft grass and feathers to push the little ones out.
The lesson for us is crystal clear. Don't get lazy and rely on your successes from yesterday. Real growth, the kind that matters, only ever happens when you leave your comfort zone. Because that cozy, comfortable nest, that's where potential goes to die. And now we come to our fifth and final mentality. And I've got to tell you, this is the most intense, the most transformative one of them all. This is about the painful, necessary process of renewal, of total rebirth. The story of the eagle's rebirth it's really something. When an eagle gets old, its body starts to fail. Its beak gets long and bent, its talons get dull, its feathers get thick and heavy. And it has a choice: die or go through this unbelievably agonizing process. It flies to a mountaintop, and there, it systematically breaks its own beak and claws against the rocks. It plucks out all its old feathers, and after this brutal, bloody process, it waits until new, strong ones have grown back. And then, it emerges, ready to fly higher than it ever has before. This incredible story teaches us such a profound lesson about vitality. It tells us that sometimes to really move forward, we have to go through our own painful process of letting go. We have to be willing to shed the old habits, the beliefs that hold us back, all the things that are weighing us down, no matter how hard it is. And that brings us right to the final thought. See, this isn't just about admiring an eagle. It's about figuring out how to become one. So I'll leave you with this question to really think about. What old feathers, what broken beaks do you need to shed in order to fly higher?